infinite 8 to divinely intervene as needed for my highest good, aka the highest good. So this is Gifts Unlocked for To the Inner Wild, Season 1, Episode 19. The sunny disposition is getting warmer. So by contrast, the hot-cold game, that it is getting warmer. I'm getting warmer, yeah! All right. So this is so weird because I just picked the cards from my lap. And I was like, oh, wait, that looks like the sun at a distance. When I popped them in, it is the frickin' sun card. It's in reversal, though, so it's like spotlight. That's why it's warm. That's why it's warm. But this is wonderful because, like, it's not getting too hot. Because, oh my gosh, I thought that this was the High Priestess, but it's actually the Empress in reversal. So this is on my doing side. These are the energy cards. Oh, look, I'm given accolades under under the spotlight. Who'da thunk? And so that's crazy, though. I was surprised to see this. Just even like the image of the sun on blast, but to like turn them around and see them up close, that this is definitely the sun card, and that I've got the Empress card right here on the doing side. This is a matter of being objective. Again, and of course this is internalized. Yeah, and so a lot of confirmations there. So when I look at the cards, it's just like that, okay? But you see the continuing nature, like, it's crazy. Like, how aligned is that? That's insane. Like, I've never had these cards paired up like this. And so it's pretty awesome. Doesn't just look pretty awesome. It is pretty awesome. So the angel number for me is 193. And the great thing about this is that this is kind of like the High Priestess as well. If you look at the motionings here, it's kind of like granting kind of like blessings, tidings, like good tidings, even to those that have an appreciation for Ra. These are, I would say, humble servants type of energy. These are energies that are, I would say, loyal, if we want to kind of categorize it without using the word servant. For sure. Because there is a sense of freedom in here. That's why they opt into this practice. Yeah, definitely. So when I flip it over to you, it kind of looks like this. There's a natural association between the sun and the Empress card, which I certainly appreciate. I forgot to put in the the description. Frickety frick. All right. I feel a little like drowned out right now, so let me go ahead and see. Where's my lipstick? Frickety frick. I'll use this one, I guess, or where do you go? There we go, my love. There we go. What the heck? Did you hear that? It was like a door creaking in my stomach area. Somebody's having issues. Okay. That always does the thing. That's how I acknowledge. Thanks, I didn't put on all my jewelry. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Okay, so this is excellent. Okay, I like to see this. I like to see this over here. These are just the energy cards. So now we're moving on to the. So the sunny disposition is getting warmer. Okay, because I don't really like. I'm not gonna lie, okay, but I'm not gonna do myself into a corner. As we approach Christmas, I'm feeling more anxiety. I feel it creeping. I feel it just like wanting to tackle me, just like on the sidelines. Some kind of scheme that like once I'm closer to the finish line, that I'm gonna get tackled. That's what it feels like by this anxiety. I'm trying not to, because I know I can figure things out. I just feel like there's overcrowding in my arena. Like they're watching my every move and like what I'm making. You know, an artist hates that shit. I they hate that shit. Like most do. Like when you're doing like when they're painting or whatever, they don't like to have people leering over when something's in progress, you know? Um so anyway, um let's get all situated here. Oh, it's cold. Am I wearing full out? I think so. I think so. I'm gonna just do it. It changes up the whole vibe of this, you know, any shirts that I wear. So I don't know if I'm going to keep it like this or let me see. Ooh, heave. Yeah, okay. I feel like this is better right now. And I don't know if glasses are the thing right now because it feels a little blurry with the dimly lit light. I know it looks like bright enough, but don't be a fool. It's not quite pretty, but that's okay. Okay, do I want to work with these? Because it feels like a little swimmy too. All right, okay, cards. This? Which deck? This? No, not that deck. No, not that deck. Okay. I said Tarot of the Holy Light. Oops, a daisy. All right. The sunny disposition is getting warmer. You know what I decided to do that was maybe a little sassy? I don't know if you would call it sassy. I had another word in mind. Petty. Petty. Okay, this is the King of Wands in reverse. Throwback. King of Wands in reverse has a string of patterns that are very much petty, you know, not serious, you know, not meant to be serious. So, okay, so I can do a little bit of that. You know, when people try to take over your energy, try to take over your insights, like they just creep in and they try to get in your auric fields and your energy. Okay, to kind of like spy or try, you know, some people are just really lonely, and they don't have to be jealous. They're just kind of some people, some energies are lonely, and that like unrequited love energy when it comes to, really like stepping forward. Like some people just want to bid on your energy. They just like want to blanket themselves in it, whatever the fuck. Anyway, I noticed that like I've had changes in my diet, and changes in like body stuff like that, when other people are in my energy. And so give me a second to go ahead and look at these things. I got lots of decks. Thanks. I think this is vintage. I can't like it. Those glasses are meant for particular practices. They're operational glasses. Okay, so what I do, to be petty, I decided to retaliate and eat some sour candy again. Not eat clean. To shoo some energy out of my premises. It's like, even just like trying to creep in, just trying to peek in. No. You shall pay for this. That's how I'm petty. So back to my candy. Where'd my candy go? You shall not fight me. Good. Alright, so okay, I'm using, this is the segue card. Okay. Yeah. Alright. So sunny disposition is getting warmer. Boop. 3, 2, 1. Header cards. Almost didn't make it. The moon card in reverse. And the page of swords in reverse. Oh. There's spies here lurking. Definitely. This is spies. These are gossipers. These are forked tongue energies. And things are not always what they seem, though. This might be private eye energies. Private investigators. Lurking in the moonlight, trying to blend in. I don't know. Is this supposed to be sunny disposition? Does this belong for me? Give some luck. You know, I do have gifts that are awakened or even gifted by ill practitioners or like irresponsible practitioners at like the chillest state. Yeah. I kind of pick up on that energy without having to do the detective work. Hey, thanks. The fuck is that you pay for her to read your comments? The fuck she thinks she is? The fuck I can kick you out, and I have. That's who I am. I am the owner of this. I'm the creator of this forum. I can kick your ass out of all of our auric fields. How about that? How about them apples? Hold your tongue and say apples. Has the Lord visited you, Jordan? I will give you time to seek that out. Goodbye. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. So, we get rid of like, the shit talkers. These are shit talkers. If people are gossiping, they're also shit talking. Usually. So, we kick those out. I can accept certain energies, but like I've picked up on certain gifts, and I think depending on the intent of bullshitteries brought into my field, I can take their gifts away, and I don't like, I don't do that on a norm. That's only if that's kind of like just required. So anyway, this is like, oh, you know, the sunny disposition is getting warmer. And I think there's a play in that. You know, it's not always making light of the situation, but it does tend to haul in better things and make alchemize the situation into something better, not just experientially, but what your overall takeaways are, even surprising consolation prizes. So there's that. Do we keep these? No, because it's kind of like in one door, out the other. There's a processing unit, and so once we've processed what it's to take from there, it's gone. You know, so it's gone. We put those back and we exchange them. Okay, cut them and then take. Okay, yeah. So this is replacing. Okay, just as is. Okay, this is replacing the Page of Swords in reverse. Oh my god, now I have the King of Swords in reverse? What? Okay, no. Okay. Is this well intended? Ill intended. Ill intended. Internal. External. External. Alright, let's see where this goes. Okay. So we cut this now upright too. Get so just as is. Judgment in reverse. Okay. So this is so we did away with the lower level, lower vibing energetics. Spirit doesn't put anything within our path that we cannot handle. And any resources, let's say, okay? And so we've used that resource. I would say there's a mutual benefit in it because I gave the benefit of the doubt to a certain energy, and they crashed out. They just acted dumb, for real. And so Spirit says, okay, here you go, you take that. That's your toy now. Okay, off with their heads. Okay, go. And then here, you know that was like lower level bullshit. Okay, well, at least I do. And there's somebody that tasked them with that energy, because I've never seen like so many of that kind in my forum up until like, I don't know, a week ago. And so I've been doing this for several years now, and very frequently. And so looking at this, it looks like I upgraded to daddy, to that energy, the ones that task them with it. So there's kind of like, so it's attracting like you know, they're superiors type of energy, and so it's kind of like a mousetrap. But let me get a little bit more on this, because it feels like what ultimately happens is that I don't even need to interface with those energies. I think there's an immediacy of like a downfall. This feels like the tower moment where they're falling. Yeah, like crocodile tears. You get crocodile tears, you get crocodile tears, and you get crocodile tears. That kind of energy. Dished out in the arena. That's what it feels like. Alright, so let me get clarifiers. This? Clarifiers with this card. With this deck. Okay. So more on this. The header cards here. The Devil card in reverse. Yeah, this is kind of like Riding a bike without hands. I can ride my bike with no handlebars, that kind of energy. Look, Ma, no hands. Look. That kind of energy. Interesting, huh? Give me a second. Hmm. This is the one. Nine of Pentacles and Ace of Swords in reverse. Oh. Oh, shit. This is me just minding my own business, doing my, attending to my garden. And it's weird because it disarms their daddy energy. Some are going through tower moments, and then some of them are kind of disarmed, like, oh, you're not like one of the usual ones that we try to fuck around with. This is interesting. And only, they would know coming from their position. The ones that are told to do stuff, the ones that are just doers, not thinkers, they just like do as is, and they don't question. There's no independent thinking. I can see why they're less likely to see value in what I'm doing. Because they're just there with a certain task. They're just go to, run to this, run to that, whatever. Until, their superiors say, stop. Simon says this, Simon says that. And so there's that. Okay. Interesting. So the sunny disposition is getting warmer. So some of their superiors are because like judgment is loading here, okay? For some it's kind of like too late and they're already off the deep end and the tower moment is inevitable. So for some it's also automatic. So it's a lot less colder of a climate overall for the collective. But I'd say this is wonderful because the huge benefit in this and minding my own business, whatever I'm doing, is that I am actually, without, almost like effortless, without obsessing over anything, without having the intention, like the direct intention and plan to disarm these energies, is like I am getting a certain ratio of their collective who are kind of like not so gung-ho about fucking shit up, you know what I mean? So I'd say that's overall like applaudable. I'll applaud for myself. I'll applaud for my guides. I'll applaud for their guides. Yeah, like a butterfly flutter. Yeah, I'll do that. All right, anything else? These two. Usually when I wear t-shirts like this, okay, this is like actually a kid size in order to fit me. But even still, like the shoulder thing is right there. I was always not trained, but trained in thought that the shoulder should like be like seam should be like kind of right there. And it shouldn't be like maybe like there or like there at most, but not there. It doesn't fit. Get rid of it. But I'm like, I grew up in the 80s. And the 80s has not just off the shoulder, but has like kind of a little bit of an oversized vibe to it. Oh, thank you. But you know what I'm saying? So like since I grew up, 80s, 90s for the most part, in my impressionable years, I I like the oversized, or let's say fitted at some points because baby tees were a big thing in the 2000s. But what I would do is do a little bit more of a cap sleeve. That's more of Tina than this. But like for this shirt, because I don't know, I don't think it's working for me on the way it fits. I just haven't tried it. Yeah, I would probably do it more like that than that. But I don't feel like it right now because it's all up in my pits. There we go. All right, so all right, moving forward. Knight of Wands and Queen of Discs in reversal. All right, sunny disposition is getting warmer. Okay, this is gifts unlocked. So this is a wonderful gift. This is not something that like Spirit said, okay, I need you to do this. This is the game plan. This is something that just kind of, this is level unlocked, gifts unlocked, that just naturally happens. So it's a wonderful surprise, I would say. I like surprises that are real good surprises. So what is this? I don't freaking know what this is. All right. Okay, this is internal. All right, internal, external. Energy, internal, external, energy, external, internal, external, energy, external. Well-intended, ill-intended, well-intended, ill-intended. Okay, so what's a story without it, going through the navigation, the long and winding road of a telenovela? And here we are. This is someone who is quite confident in their ability to start shit at any given moment. And these are ill-intended. It is a singular energy. I would say a singular, this is the same person. Okay. This is the person, this is the energy in which they also embody, like as a prefix, like as a jumpstart the MO, like this is how I wear my meat suit. That kind of energy. But this is my core. This is a gold digger. Okay. So this energy is quite flustered. Like I will start. I'm starting. Like I have set foot in this door in order to start shit. Okay. Because my man has been affected. My man's attention is elsewhere. What the fuck? So it doesn't always have to do with money, but status. Like that is an insult to my energy, my auric field. You want to aura farm in somebody else's crops? Nobody. No, I think you've got it all wrong. So they try to be a little like diva in their approach with gold digging, especially with the Knight of Wands prefixing it. Being the Knight of Wands is quite confident. They always get their way. Let me talk to that person. Let me talk to your manager's manager. You know what? Hold it. I will call corporate. I will go ahead and give you my input on Yelp. Remember, I am the board of directors here, and here, and I have donated to several blah, 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 blah. So this is the drama starter. This is the true, I don't know, the true shit starter, true shit enabler. And so that's why these King of Swords in reversal on a norm benefit off of these energies. It's like, I don't need to do the dirty work. I have somebody else who will, I just rent them out basically to do this, to do that. And then they volunteer to do these extras. And if they act a fool, like I don't have to cause a drama. And if they act like a fool, like too much, you know what the homies say? You know what the boys say on the roundup? Get a handle on your girl. That kind of energy, you know? I've heard what the inner circles say. Whether they're strong or not, you know? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm fucking wrong. Okay. Here. So, of course this gets exciting, right? Before I look at this. Of course this gets exciting. You know why? It's because the Netherlands. Yay! Of course this gets exciting. You know why? Not just for the audience, but in-house. The King of Swords is like, oh my god. This is getting, I'd like to see the oddballness of the of shit going down from something that disarms me to basically someone I have to be guarded with 24/7 because she's hoe digging, you know? She's a gold digging hoe, you know, that kind of energy. So the contrast in worlds, like how weird it is that this energy is disarming and this person who normally entertains me, like, oh, I just gotta see what happens. So the Hangman in reverse, oh my gosh, yeah. So they're just kind of like sitting back. This is, what do you call it? In like S&M type of like what do you, dom sub, you know, that kind of world. What do you call it? The chair. It's a something chair, it's not like the cockpit energy, but it's kind of that energy. Cuckold chair. Is that what they call it? I think that's what they call it. I don't know if that's like an X-rated, you know, like is that as bad as using the 4-letter word? I don't know. But that's what it's like, okay, for this energy. What can you, my rates start at $20 for one question. So $10. What can you get for $10? Somebody else's reading. Yeah. I don't budge from there. But there's plenty of other readers that for sure. For sure. All right, so Hangman energy. Okay, so the unlocked gifts here for To the Inner Wild, where the sunny disposition is getting warmer. Is like, yeah, it's getting a little spicy. It's a little hot, you know? And this is something that I'm not used to encountering, like, really, like, energetically, I have been encountering that a lot lately. But through the showdown, yeah, this is huge confirmation. Through the showdown, the King of Swords energies tends to favor me like quite a bit. Like, no, you're not gonna fuck this one up. No. Because this energy, they know, is replaceable. Whether or not they are a mother to their child or whatever, they still acting like a bitch. They still acting like a gold digger. So when you're a gold digger, what tends to happen is you value more of monetary gain, and like you're just overall a sellout. You would sell out your own child, that kind of energy. You would hoe out your own child, that kind of energy. That is what they are about. So when you really look at things, like, they can't throw, you know, a child in your face and say like, oh, we had a child together, what about so and so? Crocodile tears. But it's like jazz hands, crocodile tears. They never have like ugly cries unless it's like a huge showcase out in public, and not even then, it's only like privately, because they cannot spare looking gross in public when they gain that much attention. No, that would be having to like that, if they did that, it would be over having to lose like a yacht, a mansion, a vacation home, you know, this and that and this and that, you know, that it would have to be worth their while to spare their vanity. So anyway, they know, like, no, 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 no. These kind of stories in reversal will also disarm this weapon right here, this live weapon. Even if they have to toss them out, they know it's worth where, you know, yeah, for what it's worth. They're like, I've been investing in this for X amount of time. It gets boring. It gets tired, you know? So yeah, that's it. Like the range of like convenience, the familiarity of convenience gets boring, you know? Like when you act like a commodity, and I mean, there are some partnerships that start off like in a industrious, and it's like commodity sense, like you get me going, I get you going, we, you know, and we both have our own agendas, etc. So we don't get tangled up too much in our hairs, you know. It's like it's kind of like a business arrangement, you know, kind of like just structurally like workable, rather than having to go through the bare bones approach, like, oh, I'm putting in so much work here and there. So this is kind of like a little bit of a shortcut thing. And usually when that happens, it's kind of like when people are young, okay? Yeah, in their younger years. And so there are some instances where people develop, and strikingly similar, you know, both are growing at the same time or within the same rate, or in a way that's very complementary to each other. So they develop into, their relationship develops beyond, you know, the scope of like the material transactional basis of that kind of support system, and or it's replaced. It's the operations are a lot more intimate and flexible, not just workable, you know. So there's those cases, okay. I'll give way for that. So yeah, the sunny disposition is getting warmer, so this is wonderful. And it's like the gifts unlocked for To the Inner Wild is um um having a frequency that is well versed enough to impact someone's trajectory like wildly. Like these people already have like wild lives, I'm certain of it, whether there's money involved or not. But like to influence positively influence the trajectory of someone else's life, without having to tell them this is what you're supposed to do, you know, or I would have done this, you know, that kind of energy. That's a gift, I would say. All right, so anything more on this? They said through here, yes. How do you get your name all highlighted in there? Is that like a hacking trick or something, or is that you're a blue check mark person? I don't know. How is that? Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I have had some sun damage. I've had some sun damage. I've learned to be okay with it. I know you're trying to talk smack on me, but just be told, like, I've noticed it. I've learned to be good with it. I'm not going to kill myself over that. I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars getting neck plastic surgery. I know I've been in the sun. I know you're going to get to an age, probably sooner, that's going to fuck with your skin. So, you know, Have something, find him, we'll find another place for you, but it's not here. Liam Jones 10. Do, 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 do. Oh, Carmen's here again. So much. Thanks. Yeah, like, I don't know where people get off making remarks about other people's appearances that are like, just to bring them down. I've already accepted how I am and, what's to come. And I think the sadder part is being ignorant to those things. So I don't know. It's like, it's ridiculous. Yes, people are just miserable. Some people, they don't belong in this sunny disposition. They're making it colder. Yeah. All right, so they said more on here. Okay, let's get back to the telenovela. Okay, so this is good stuff. They said more. Listen. They said yes. I said yes. I'm not sure though, but I feel like it's more of a yes. Oh, what is this? I guess this was on the top. King of Wands in reverse, 8 of Cups, and 6 of Swords. Like I said, this is a player energy. Oh, this is being petty and leaving. Oh, you know what? This is, there's two things here. Okay, let me just ask first. Internal, external, internal. This is external. Okay, so when you really calm down your shit and you're truly happy with yourself, you know that there's no discrepancies like on your alignment. You're like, I didn't bring that in here. Somebody just wandered in here and did their own bidding. So I'm not going to penalize myself for somebody bringing out bringing in their own crowd of like bullshit. I think that was maybe unintentional or intentional, whatever the frick. That's not my party, okay? That's not my collective. However, this is understanding that players be playing, okay? And so the King of Swords is as much of a player as this gold digger energy right here. I would say this is, dominantly speaking, this is the gold digger. I mean, this is more of the player since the wands is introduced, and this is like, let me offer you a proposition. It's like the vitamin me to vitamin girl, right? A drunken proposition, that kind of energy. Okay, so when you realize that like you're good where you're at, I was always good over here. That was just like a new sound bite that just got dropped in the door. And so looking at that, it's like, those are players, right? So you, this is, okay. This is also the part where, I was talking about being petty, and eating my candy. It's realizing, it's like leaving that behind, 8 of Cups, all the chaos and noise, because it's for them to navigate. Like, that's not my stuff. That's their stuff. They were truly opponents within their life path. So if they choose to progress together, that's something that was going to inevitably unfold, whether or not I was in the picture. it probably just came sooner because I'm in the picture, but you know, everybody likes to have something to blame, especially when they're engaging in misdoings in some aspect. And so that's what I'm seeing here, you know. The sunny disposition got warmer because I'm not going to take the brunt of somebody else's life joke, you know. Um and neither is my divine collective. Um well, thank you. That is a very nice compliment. Um um I've I've never seen that compilation of of a of a compliment. That's crazy. All right, anything more? No. Okay, so we move on. Which cards? This one. All right. Gifts unlocked. So, privately speaking, the gifts unlocked in total for this like little scenario, you know, fragment of a bundle is realizing that I know how to navigate my own situations without involving myself in somebody else's dramas. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a major gift. Like, why would I let someone else's stuff waste my time, my life force here? You know? Anyway, that's why how I learned quickly. I think maybe as I was a teenager, because um I grew up in a private school setting, which is where a lot of people have a lot of input, you know. Yeah, people have their input. And so I realized, like, jumping in and trying to tell people, like, clarify, like, what to do in their relationships or what they're trying to do or what they mean, this and that. Hearing the crossfire of what everybody else had to say, competing voices, it's just too much. It's too much. Yeah. Um, you're almost to your goal. What's your goal? Um, should I answer? No, I can't answer that. I know it's just like a silly question, but Three of Cups. Celebration time! You know what this feels like? This is kind of like the norm of a bar. Like, people bring their problems to a bar. Sometimes there's a brawl, and like sometimes you have to call time and you have to scoot them out. And then now we can celebrate again. Yay! That kind of energy. But the thing is that, oh, you know what this reminds me of? Okay. So when you bring it back to their arena, like, that's not mine. The King of Swords in reversal knows exactly what you're talking about. And so, especially when you're coming from a respectable space. And so, how do I say it? Like, oh, you got to control your girl. So, what song is that? Fucked Up Girl? I think so. It's a punk song, like a happy punk song. Yeah. Um, and so, that's what it feels like. I'll go ahead and find the thing, but anyway, sunny disposition. Um, Oh, that's what they say. Control your girl. That's what they say. Oh my God. For real. That's what the boys say to a man who, like, gold digger went out of control. Ho went out of control. Four of Pentacles, and right here, Three of Wands in reverse. Yeah, so this is immediate sense of ownership. This is a certificate of authenticity in the bar. Like, okay, you know that you have to shoulder this situation. Whatever you brought in here, you got to bring out. Take it outside, that kind of energy. And so this is wherever you're at, bar or not, this is a true sense of presence. Like, I'm here, I'm checked in now. Okay. This was an exciting night to see whatever transpired, because this is not your ordinary night. And this of course can happen in the day shift, like broad daylight. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this is a sense of personal control. Mm-hmm. So, like, this is a gift also to, I would say, the King of Swords in reverse. Because now they're not, they're used to being like a dick, like on a norm, right? Okay. Slanderous words, like just a mouthful. And having to deal with like really crass characters too. So it becomes a kind of a norm, the lingo. Um, um, but it's like kind of like a gangster, like mafia type of energy, but they don't like they curb what they've got to say in front of a lady or in front of their mom, that kind of energy. So what was I gonna say about that shit? A sense of presence. Oh, so this is like this is a gift for the King of Swords in reverse. So rather than acting within the norm of what they're used to, they get to like sit back, like, and be more upstanding, but objective to the situation. Like it's kind of like grace under fire type of energy in its masculine sense. So whether his lady or whatever throws a fit, and again, like, genders, like, just go with me here on and on energy, but on these roles, but um they get to be objective. Like, there's a sense of pride in presence and ownership, rather than the day-to-day um um stuff that they've become like numb and jaded to, like. And so this is good. This is good for them too. Okay. Anything else? Okay. New topic. Okay. Wait. We're at 53 minutes now. Okay. Oh, there's more wording. Oh my God. You're trying to become 300 pounds? I don't know what that means. I'm like 100 or less. But I'm short, petite. It does look like a little bit like a walnut, huh? Kind of. Not at this angle, though. Only like when I'm stern. I know, I know you meant ill, of my forehead, but like, it's kind of like the Eminem mentality. Like, I know myself pretty well. So, do you have anything else? Do you have any material, or are you just a joke upon presentation? You know? Mm, yeah. Same. Dime a dozen energy. Oh my gosh, what's going on here? We'll talk about a bar brawl. Okay. All right. Okay. What is this? What is this? Change of topic. This. Yeah. Look, justice. Justice. Justice shall be had. Um. See, yeah, the sunny disposition just got warmer. It, you know, this is my approach, I guess, on this one. It feels like is kill them with kindness. You know, I've given no reason for them to act dumb. So they must be hella dumb, still acting like that, coming in here. Yeah. Some people are just miserable. Like that is a quote from an infamous um person in the audience. Much appreciated. Yeah, it's just go be miserable someplace else. Okay, so any more? On the same topic, justice. Yeah, justice. Okay, let's say something. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Alleviating the ill-intended comments about my face and my forehead. You know, when people come in here and or in certain forums and they do like, oh, it's not like Jesus Christ be with you. It's like, oh, the devil. or your ears are crooked. I don't know. You have a lot of flyaways. Where's your gel? You know, do they go into other people, like if they talk about like the hair, are they going to an influencer who really does, need to, who's promoting like, um beauty product thumping, whatever. Are they going to them? Are they going to Satanists and are like, oh, yeah, the demons, like, I don't know. Are they doing that? And it's, I don't understand the psychology of trolls. I don't. I just had to say something about it. So I'm curious. I'm curious, like, if, people who are like ultra famous, if they get stuff like this on here, or are people too chicken shit to go to their, to comment anything like that? Do they treat everybody like they're at that level, like they're Taylor Swift? Does Taylor Swift to get comments like that? I don't know. I wonder, like, when they're on live feeds, if they get it, if they just ignore it and just like, because there's an overwhelming whatever the ratio is, like, what do they do? Do they admin that stuff out? Like, what is it? Um, what is this? What is going on? It would be cool if there were like translation like automatically on here. I am a bit crazy. I like it like that. All right, so let's elaborate on justice. internal, external, external, well-intended, ill-intended, well-intended, and ill. It's external and ill-intended. Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Why is that ill-intended external? Or like, tell me a little bit more about it. This one, I wanted to hide, but we'll get it here. Strength in reverse and death in reverse. Okay. And that makes a lot of sense because it looks like this one's holding a shovel. So, what's being brought, like, is, so justice is it laying something to rest? Oh, has laid something to rest. Something that was very, that showed it's like themselves as, the revealed themselves as the weakest link. So regardless of what the facade is, what the carefully crafted persona was, there was an automatic detection, like through several tests, that they are indeed the weakest links. And so it's laid to rest, this energy. It has, or wait, it will be? Sure, transform. It will be laid to rest. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not to question like how or the details. Yeah, that's true. But someone very ill-intended. You see, like, walking on the sun, too. That kind of energy. It's like the sunny disposition is getting warmer. And so it's like there's like walking on coal, but it's the sun. When the sun is also up here, too. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. I don't know how, like, I think there's limitations on what can be sent over on the chats because I am less than 1,000 subscribers, and I don't know, there's certain allowances and restrictions. So yeah, my ear is wet. It smells good though. It smells good though. Yeah, it does. It needs to air out. Oh, last bit. Continuing. New topic. King of Cups. Internal. External. Truly well-intended. Ill-intended. Energy. Call to action. No, this is external. It looks like there's a mediator. Yeah, the mediator called in to balance the situation. You see how his arm is outstretched? Very similar to the scales right here. See? Oh my God, for sure. Look. So there's the flames associated with the sun. Then there's the water that's associated with the moon. You look at that, sun and moon. Yes. So there has been... Am I reading too much into this? Because I feel like maybe discretion is advised. I mean, I feel like maybe I'm... Let me see it. Okay. Okay. My expanded divine panel of the infinite eight, please do not allow me to divulge information that is sensitive and compromising to that of me and my children's highest good and benefit. Okay, so this is okay. Thank you. Why are you telling me that? Why would you tell me that to work there? Do you know what happens there? Fuck. I could probably get a job there, honestly. But I was referred to a place that was from a place that people know each other. If I went there, I don't know, man. I don't know. No. All right, so moving forward. Okay, any more on this mediator? Not for now. Okay, anything else? New topic? Yes? No. Yes? No. Done? It's done. Okay. So now are the takeaways for my divine collective who made the final cut in my favor. Okay. So start with this. This one. All right. Your first one. Oh, wait, no. First, let's look at the bottom. Judgment. Look at that. Karma's coming through. I love it. I love it. It's striking, like the tower moment. We did discuss that. It does not miss. Look, it's truly meant to happen. Do you understand? This is the same image as used on all of the cards. It's meant to happen. And then bottom of the deck here is the sun card. Oh my gosh, the sunny disposition is getting warmer. Like truly, this is absolute happiness. That's wonderful. Okay, top of the deck and secret to the sauce. Ace of Pentacles. That's a shiny big penny. What is it? Is it the dollar penny or the quarter? I don't know. It's a big pentacle. It's shiny. It's a gold piece, I would say. Forget-me-nots here, feels like. Interesting. Okay. This is good. Okay. So it's kind of like put the past behind you, like smoke and mirrors type of energy. This is like up front. This is good. All right. Okay. So first off, okay. First takeaway is Ten of Pentacles. Are my collective, my divine collective who made the final cut in my favor, they are fucking rich. It's like Rick James rich. Well, I don't know if Rick James is still rich or not, but this is This is like this is the attainment the like hold up. This is fuck you money, you know? You don't tell me what to do. I don't report to you type of energy. This is like the ability to kind of be like that. That's crazy. My hair feels really like I just got out of the shower, so it feels really okay. I just it's fine. But yeah, this is like the lion's pride. Um, with just like them right up front. This is kind of like old money energy because this is a matured lion. Like they've been through some shit. It looks like Scar in his heyday, what before. It's kind of like that here. Do you see? Do you see like this bodily make? It feels like old money energy. Um, yeah, that's what it feels like. I'm just kind of shocked to see that there. That's wonderful that they made the cut. Okay. Um. All right. So clarifying that. Um. Five of Wands in reverse. Yeah, like you're not gonna. There's no quarrels. But this is yeah, this is kind of like tamed lion energy in a way that like they're not just trying to start up shit because they can, because they have a lot of wealth. That's not this is the etiquette of like good sportsmanship. You see? Remember, I said they can be Scar, but this is not Scar in this is like Scar in his heyday for sure. Yeah, so that's wonderful to see. So if they're already if they're not just showing that like themselves to me, like as identifiers that you chose well in who to surround yourself with, that it's not just a mark of wealth, um but and a good moral compass. They got their shit together. um that the standards are indeed high, and these are identifiers to or indicators of it. So if this isn't just a mark of presence, this is also noting securing that wealth with that here. Just- if that's to be like a takeaway, okay? Because some energies, like they're doing so well, they don't really need a takeaway. They don't. They don't need a party bag, like it's okay. Some of the takeaway they'll kind of like forgo and just like, okay, I just want you to know that I was here, that kind of energy. Here's my business card, that kind of my business card. All right, okay, your second takeaway is extroverted, the magician in reversal, extroverted, internal, external energy, internal. Okay. This is very discreet, private energy. So when you get into this league, there's a level of privacy, not just discretion, but privacy, period. There's a refinement in how you engage with others, as well as uh, discern how to interact with them. So, how do I say it? Like at this level, you're not reading energies, nor maybe casually you might be profiling energies, but it's more so an automatic no on which ones are yeses, which ones are nos, and like strikingly familiar with the reason why. And so with that level of, I would say this is kind of like expert level of navigating, that there is a certain skill set and gift that is somewhat dormant or undisclosed. Okay. And so it's kind of dependent on how they reveal these things to other parties. So they don't like wave their card and like, hey, I can do this. Hey, I can do that. It's just kind of like, I know you have gifts. Yes, I have gifts. I know you have gifts too. That kind of energy. But it's also keeping certain gifts behind closed doors, because there are some really foul energetics also out there. And I know the magic words are time can only tell, but I've I would say it's not just a time that's a factor, but the context of reading between the lines of what's there versus what's not there. And so this is not just the idea of like, okay, it's this person here, this kind of energy here, excuse me, but also the frequency in which they operate. Okay, so I feel like that's important to know. Okay, because this is dependent, because this is ultimately, it's well intended. If it's in reversal, it's just being objective. So it's all dependent on like what I encounter over there, over here, you know, that kind of thing. Like who's who's watching, you know, like all of that. So yeah, without being super duper controlled, it's just the level of awareness that is super duper heightened here. All right, clarified by 9 of Swords in reversal. Yeah, so this is don't stress. They're telling me don't stress, okay? Because not as just a directive, like I come from this position. So as a matter of authority and credibility, I'm telling you, don't stress out. It's not like that. Nor it's just like truly you don't have anything to be stressed out about here. Like I've already given you more than what I give most people, if anybody. But yeah, that's what they're telling me. And also, if these are like, there's a small fraction here that maybe they're saying like, oh, that's maybe like, I don't know, 75% true. I've seen other readers that are more like 100% accurate. This energy, like some people are more like, some readers are more like within the hedonistic plane, more on the 3D plane, on details, more in the earthy realm, you know, more focused on the pentacle energy. So what I'm saying here is that each reader has their their own methods and their usual form of focus. And so mine isn't just like on the like really on the material plane. This is more on the level of saying that if it rings for those people that are like 75, oh maybe like 75% true or 80% true, there's um gifts that are dormant within them, and maybe there's heightened levels of stress or having to tend to this and that, so it tends to unfold in more of calm atmospheres. Nine of Swords, where they don't stress out. Um, what's going on over here? No, I don't look like Roseanne Barr. Um, oh, thanks for the well wishing. And the sub. Okay, the whole dot on 9 is out of here. Just cramming up space, suffocating everything. Yeah, we're just kicking out the trolls. Okay. Got him. Got him. Okay, so people are just jealous. Okay. This is crazy good though. All right. Well, thank you for letting me read for you. Mm-hmm. Thanking your guides as well. So now, do I take one for my upcoming partner in peace and quiet? They said yes this time. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, let's do it. Just one, right? They said yeah. Okay, they said start with this one. Okay. For my upcoming partner in peace and quiet. Even though in the meantime I'm going to assume that I'm a best friend and that I will get myself there. I am getting myself there. Page of Swords in reverse. They said no. Somebody always trying to get in front of the line and trying to like, oh my my mom's up there. Can I just make my way through over there? You know, she has a heart condition. You know, that kind of energy. It's bullshit. Okay. Send it back. Okay. All right. For my upcoming partner in peace and quiet. Oh, two. Okay. Okay. Six of Wands in reverse and the Hermit in reverse. Um so this is a transit that's kind of incognito, kind of super untraditional, because it really feels like the Hierophant card here. So this is Hierophant is 5, this is 9. And so this is a huge jump, like skipping grades almost, on the path. Like, we're going to promote you, but it's a different role. It just seems like it's within your expertise to move from here to there. So there's a huge life audit happening with this energy. A huge like transit upgrade promotion in getting to this role. And it is professed to be victorious. Yes. But um the the weird thing about this here is like the stipulation is that a hierophant is accustomed to getting more of like public accolades, public recognition. This is more private in its energetics. So any wins that, and it's projected to have wins, victories, that it's going to be like quiet wins, you know, private celebrations, that kind of energy. Because this whatever this is, it's like top secret energy. Thank you. So that's for my upcoming partner in peace and quiet. Um, okay. And clarified by, oh, this one. Okay. Page of Cups. Well, they are admirers. They're fond of also my support. They're fond of how I operate, which is basically gaining support, following the support of my like ancestors and those beyond the veil. It's magical to them almost. Yeah, and very abundant in its offering. So when people are very well, when, how do I say, when energies, especially the hierophant energy that's very like traditional, accustomed to this and that, everything is basically familiar, they've seen it all. um um this is a huge perk in gaining sight and being part of something that's out of the ordinary, magical, and that can be quite difficult to explain, um, yet easy to validate in just bearing witness alone. So that's the huge incentive part for this energy. And sometimes, like, the Hierophant is tired of this shit of, people like coming to your door or coming to your plate, being fake nice to you because they need some strings pulled or they need this and that. People all up on your jock. Okay. Sometimes that gets a little boring and tiring and facing a lot of fake energy. And so this part in going incognito, like uh like almost like James Bond kind of energy is fun, is exciting, is new for them. So for them it's also a private win. So that's good. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so now for my takeaways. Okay, this one, this one. Okay, so 3 takeaways for me. First one is, this was cut and dry, clear. Queen of Swords in reverse. No, it's supposed to be like this. Internal, external, energy, internal. Ill-intended, well-intended. And this is ill-intended external energy. Okay. So sometimes people talk some mad shit. Okay, and it ends up working in my favor when I reveal something different, something that proves them wrong. Where they have to eat crow basically. And it's, what do you call it? So it's kind of putting them in their place. Like they're known to be a liar. They're known to be a bullshitter. That kind of energy. Some energies will do some gnarly ass spell casting, some hexes, black magic, Santeria, whatever you want to call it, voodoo. I don't know. Those that are proposed to be dark but abused and exploited for its absolute darkness. So there's a lack of appreciation for anything other than form, but for the authenticity of valuing the cultures behind them or the deities in its true form. This is like this is a half-assed approach, and this is a user type of energy. And so when people spellcast on me, I found that the benefit, the huge benefit, is that there's like a transmutation. There's many things that can happen, so but to my benefit. And so whether I transmute it and enhance it in my favor or my divine collectives, or it bounces back to that energy amplified. So there's a variety of things other than those two things that can happen, but those are dominating forms. So let me just find out a little bit more on that. Or I pick up some things within their energy that disengage them. Okay, so this is the this is the rap sheet. Great. Yeah, this is a rap sheet. The hidden rap sheets on extroverted form. So basically, I am, because they create a firm channel of like bullshit to flow my way. I am also in on, like hieroglyphics and alien language, that kind of thing, where it's almost like the Sauron's ring, where only under certain fire will it indicate like the inscriptions. It's kind of like that energy. So only when upon interfacing with other energies will it be revealing to all of the things that they're guilty of, or so like they're downloading their material. It's like it's almost like I'm like, okay, how do I say it? It's like the hacker just got told off, just got outmoded, because they just, upon hacking into like my auric fields or that of my divine collectives, I receive more than what they, you know what I mean? Like the unanticipated. So I guess unlock the, for To the Inner Wild, the sunny disposition is getting warmer. Like, so this is like, if you're trying to find something like complex, like what's happening, I'm getting warmer to it, I'm getting closer to figuring out this puzzle. Yes, it follows the same kind of rules in what you're saying. All right, my second takeaway is Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, so someone said here, next level soul connection between two people who understand each other as the best part of ourselves. Yeah, so when I said it kind of follows similar guidelines, this is more of like opposing energy, like somebody is just within their nastiness, but there's some form of a connection there, and I'm able to interpret the hieroglyphics of somebody else's like hidden stuff, and with that they tried to encrypt, and I've just decoded it. So here, going along with my second takeaway, this is a paradigm shift. This is being able to know that there's like sometimes, in order to upgrade our learnings, is to detach from what we already know. And so there's no like work instructions that show me like, oh, this is how to decode this or that. It's something that's almost instantaneous, something that is, again, quite magical, and it's like interpretate in like live interpretation. Like, get out of yourself for a second, get out of your temple for a second. The home and hearth, energy. Four of Wands, get out of yourself for a second. Get out of like your usual, thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's a benefit in that. King of Swords, upright, for sure. And so great thing about this is that once I gain the attention and knowledge and of the King of Swords, that we talked about on the prior end in reversal, for a certain ratio of them, they kind of, I don't know if I would say convert, because that's such a big concept to just like lay on the board, but there is a transition point where it's like, I'd rather be this than that without having to play the game. Would you rather? This is like, I'm not in that energy anymore. And so like, you got to question yourself, like, on how you really want to move. Like, I would definitely rather do this than that. So sometimes the King of Swords, that's in reversal and just objective, it's just kind of in the background, kind of watching. And so they're learning a few things here and there, and they totally understand the paradigm shift energy. They totally understand it, because they're usually, when they get to that level of interacting with so many people, there's usually, not always, but a sense of like telepathic connection, that kind of energy. They know that their words hold a lot of power. And so they understand this. So this is both an internal and external energy. So if I were to internalize this, it's just sometimes when you rub off on other people, it's kind of also a little bit like rubbing elbows with them. Like, hey, it's kind of like, let me in, let me, so those energies are kind of like nudging me, like, hey, let me let you in on a little download here, okay? A little FYI. So there's a natural like picking up of also how to conduct myself and being stern with those kind of energies, you know. So it's adopting certain not just ways of thought, but certain behaviorisms where authority is uh, a position of authority is acknowledged and honored. Is that the word for it? Is yeah, there's I don't know the right word for it, but yeah. Oh my goodness. Some people are straight up like ignorant. Like, it's weird, like racist level ignorant is crazy. All right, so there's that, my second takeaway. My third takeaway is like, it just like, I find it so mind-blowing, because I'm like, what era did you come from? What region did you come from? And it's just a reality check that, that should exist still, after, how long has it been since the civil rights movement? Like, you're still talking in archival terms that do not benefit anyone. Anyway, it just, it doesn't make sense. Okay, my third takeaway is extroverted. 99:58. Oh, we just hit 100 minutes. Two of Wands, extroverted, in reversal. Okay. So there are future plans for me. Awarded to me. It's like, to be determined, to be announced, but not to be assessed. Assessed is already taking place. Yeah, so there's bigger plans for me. That would be highly beneficial. That will prove to be highly beneficial. No, I don't need you to clear me. I'm doing well. I'm not going to accept somebody else's attachment to me. No thanks. No, I'm good. I don't need somebody else's, no. No. When I realize that when a practitioner comes in, or they claim to be a practitioner, and they have some kind of like, it's just, what do you call it? Phishing. Yeah. That's what it is on the chats. Energetic phishing. Let me do this for you. Let me clear this for you. No, no, I don't take that any of that in. Okay, so clarifying this Two of Wands in reversal extroverted, my third takeaway is Knight of Wands. I felt like this is going to be in a reversal. Yes, also, yeah, I will have to say thank you for your interest. So Knight of Wands in reversal extroverted. Yes? Or can I switch out? Keep, switch, leave, or clarify. Clarify? They said keep and clarify. Okay. Knight of Wands in reversal extroverted. This is kind of like just like being lighthearted in like detachment. This is a player energy, but like very juvenile, just playful energy. Like, what can't hurt me can't hurt you kind of energy. Like, God made dirt and dirt don't hurt type of energy with like the unknown. Okay, this is Perthrow in its minor arcana sense. Okay, there's mystery. It's to be, we'll see what comes of it. Okay, so let's just play along. Okay, because there's a Two of Wands and there's a third wand here, and let's just see it come to fruition. I am an alchemist. I believe in myself, my abilities. The climate is getting warmer. So let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna get a clarifier for this. They said back to this one. Seven of Wands extroverted. Okay. So whatever this is, I mean, this is on blast, really. Because this is leverage. Whatever this is going to depict leverage for me. And in total, that's 10 of Wands. So that's fire. That's yeah. It's kind of like dragon energy. Yeah. I'm getting Spitfire from this, but let me see. This. Okay, I can get one more clarifier for that. Okay. Okay, just like that. 8 of Cups in reverse and 7 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, that's 15 cups total. It's like, drop it down low. That's 15. That's the devil card. Drop it down low. But like with the ancestors, for sure. This is there's no longer any ruminating. This is approaching like my dreams methodically. So like, okay, chose 1 cup, indulge in that. And this is kind of like the comeback energy here. So yeah, this also is telling me, I know people hate hearing it, the chosen one energy, and that's fine. I not as like gung ho in using that terminology, but that's what I am told. It's so I try to soften the blow so that I'm not um as despised by saying that there's no longer any ruminating. Um so mhm. But no, they said like I've worked a shit ton of my life having to like shrink myself down. They said no more of that here. So yeah, I'm going to say this is chosen one energy. I have been selected for sure. Um and so this is the comeback energy regardless of how anybody sees me here. But I can backpack that knowledge. I can say, yeah, no, sure. I'm good. That's good. Um mhm. Okay. That's that energy. Yeah, so this is highly advantageous, like exceedingly advantageous. Yeah, Spitfire energy. I climb higher. Yeah. So that's it for now. Thanks very much for all donations provided in and of light and love that reciprocate equally and therefore abundantly. But now that this reading is officially over, I call back all my power, energy, essence, gifts, strength, properties, passions, pursuits. From those that call upon, cast, generate, bring, magnify, multiply, or any variation thereof, the aforementioned hell, will, intent, thought, form, pattern, and or entity to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit for cleansings, for blessings, for reformatting to love and light energy, and then to be refortified in me, only me, hassle-free, no attachment, except for all bonus points included. Thanks so much. Alrighty. Upon closing the portals in these readings, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with the sequence of rollout and light and love. I close the portals in these readings now.